Hello, and welcome to Route 28, making right turns on US 1 because nobody wants to be wrong. I wanted to make this video probably, I would say, 2 hours after I got my channel up and running. Unfortunately, at the time, I wasn't able to put in the descriptions links to different videos. I now can, apparently. I'm going to get this is my first trial run with doing that. YouTube, I guess, and they're probably justified in doing so, restricts certain options to you as a producer until you develop a track record. And apparently I've developed a track record, so we're in good shape. I'm not sure why, but we're in good shape. They have enabled all my features. So I wanted to do this video, and I wanted to be able to put in the description a link to the actual video where you see the event occurring. It's old history. Most people have probably forgotten about it, but it has an impact that's going to be far-reaching for a long time. And it involves a jet fighter and a drone. You've probably seen the video already. In the video, a Russian fighter jet is harassing a U.S. drone flying in international airspace. So both vehicles, both pilots, the drone pilot, which is actually not even there, it's flown remotely, but the drone and the fighter pilot and his plane have every right to be where they were. The problem is they don't have a right to be in each other's airspace, and they don't have a right to be in each other's airspace at the same time. So, what occurred? Well, apparently the Russians became bold with respect to how they were going to intimidate us based on what they saw happening with the Chinese spy balloon that flew over America. And I got to tell you something, that's another video. There are so many videos to be made. Okay. But this one in particular kind of, caught my, not just caught my attention, but actually aggravated me to a degree and the reason is because nobody seems to be seeing this or verbalizing it. Well, here on Route 28, we're going to say what we see, and we're going to mean what we say. And when that fighter jet passed by that drone and dropped fuel on it, that was so symbolic. That was basically Putin pissing on Joe Biden. Vladimir Putin whipped it out, took a nice long piss right there on Joe Biden. I'm sorry, that's what happened. Now, he was able to do it for a couple of reasons. First of all, it's Joe Biden, The second is it's more systemic and problematic. And that is, and it starts with General Mealy and it works its way all the way down. I used to call him Mealy Mouth Mealy, just because it's the crap that comes out of that man is unbelievable. But probably on both ends. However, and I forget where I saw it, but a commentator referred to him as General Humiliation Mealy. Humiliated Mealy. Yeah, I'm going to use it in the past tense because he's been humiliated, and he's been humiliated by whoever his counterpart is over there at Russia. They pissed on the U.S. And there was video of it. That video circulated. I didn't hear one commentator say anything about the symbolism there. The symbolism is exactly the way I think the world took it. Just nobody talked about it. We're talking about it here. Personally, if I was the commander in charge of that drone squadron, and I'm assuming that's what they call them, squadrons. I don't know, and giving orders to that drone pilot, I think the whole incident would have been completely different. It would have had a completely different outcome, and it would have also sent a substantial message, not only to Vladimir Putin and China, but the world. And here's what would have happened if I were in charge. Because what you don't know is that this type of harassment, and the harassment that was going on at that time, occurred over a period of time. So it wasn't that there was just this one little flyby and the guy dropped fuel on the drone. The pilot had been harassing that drone for many minutes. I don't know exactly how much because I couldn't find out. I tried, but I heard tell from a couple of decent sources that it was at least 10 minutes of harassment, and probably more. Now, if I were the commanding officer, I would have told my pilot, next time that jet gets that close to you, put the drone in his air intake. That would have been a direct order from me. That did not happen. Instead, the jet pissed on the drone, and that's basically what happened. that was a urination event. Had I been there, had I been the commander, had I given that order, that drone would have gone right into that air intake. It wouldn't have taken anything for that pilot to do. The drone pilot could have easily pulled back on that yoke. That drone would have lifted up, and yes, there would have been a collision. And yes, there might have been a dead pilot. You don't do that to an American drone flying in international airspace unless you want to die. That's the message that would have been sent by yours truly if I were the commander. But no, we have General Mealy Mouth Humiliated Mealy in charge of the DOD, I guess. I'm not sure what the hell's going on there, and that woke agenda has trickled on down. So instead of our drone pilots putting drones into the air intake of an aggressive enemy aircraft, because those drones I don't believe were armed, so they couldn't fight back in any other way. I probably should have pointed that out. Yeah, I think that's an unarmed drone up against an armed fighter jet. Come on. Put that damn thing in the air intake and get it over with. That's what I would have said. That's what and that would have been the end of it, and we wouldn't have to worry about any future drone harassments. Anyway, General Mealy Mouth Humiliated Mealy and the woke agenda that has just completely infiltrated our military needs to be addressed. And it's not going to be addressed until there's a change in the White House. So I think we probably already know that. Get ready. It's going to be a rocky 2 years. This is Route 28. Making right turns on US 1 because nobody wants to be wrong. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe, and please click that like button. I keep forgetting to do that. Oh, and by the way, I keep forgetting to introduce myself. I've been told that I need to introduce myself. So, L. David Pollock on Route 28. Making right turns on US 1 because nobody wants to be wrong.